When we say these people want special treatment, this is what we mean. Watch this.
Story tonight at 5, Hamtramck City Council passed a controversial resolution banning all non-government flags on city property.
According to the resolution, it's all about achieving neutrality in city spaces. But some in the community believe the real target is LGBTQ pride. Our Gino Vici joins us from Hamtramck City Hall with the story.
Well, the city's mayor says this resolution isn't an attack on anyone or anything. He says it's simply to provide neutrality throughout the city in terms of government buildings. The resolution passed unanimously last night addresses flags flown at government buildings like here at City Hall or at schools. However, some feel this is a direct attack on their community.
Absolutely nothing neutral about banning rainbow flags on city property.
Tempers flared at last night's city council meeting in Hamtramck.
But we only salute the American flag.
There was no shortage of opinion, and it's all because of this. Resolution 2023-82. It passed unanimously. It calls for the ban of all but 5 flags being flown on city property. Those flags include the American flag, the state of Michigan flag, the Hamtramck flag, and the prisoner of war flag. The 5th is called the nation's flag. One of those flags not included, the pride flag.
It claims to be about neutrality, but it is a direct response to this ongoing battle.
That is concerning to Darren Shelton, the director of Planet Ant Theater in Hamtramck.
And in my opinion, it is the City Council's nuclear option to make sure that this flag cannot be hung up on government property.
Shelton says he reached out to the mayor to ask if he will support the LGBTQ plus community. He did not hear back. CBS Detroit also reached out for comment. We did not hear back either. However, city leaders stated last night they are not anti-anything. They simply don't want to show preferential treatment to anyone, hence the goal to remain neutral. Meanwhile, Shelton says the Muslim community and the LGBTQ plus community must find common ground to live peacefully alongside each other.
They're not asking for preferential treatment. They are asking for acknowledgement for their contributions, and especially here in the month of June, Pride Month.
It's also important to point out that Hamtramck residents are still allowed to fly any flag they wish at their home. Again, this resolution is aimed at addressing flags flown at government buildings. Only government flags are allowed to be flown there, like here at City Hall or at schools. In Hamtramck, Gino Vici, CBS News, Detroit.
A topic of discussion and at times a target. Just last week, this nonprofit had their rainbow flag ripped right off of their railing. And now tonight, City Council is going to vote to decide whether they should fly on city property at all.
We're the city that's shutting down the pride flag. I mean, it's a step backwards.
Karen Majewski says what City Council is set to vote on tonight is not representative of the diversity that makes Hamtramck the community that it is.
Last night, the Hamtramck City Council.
Before we get into the reaction of these woke social justice warriors on social media, I just want to give my 2 cents in. That flag right there, that one right behind me, is what represents everybody. See, that American flag is not a racial flag. It's not an ideological flag. It is what literally represents any and everybody that is an American citizen. It encompasses black people, white people, Asian people, gay people, straight people. Anybody and everybody that is an American citizen is under that flag. There's no flag more diverse and inclusive than that flag right there. I don't know what these people want except special treatment. See, if we had a straight pride flag, or if there was any other bullshit flag that they would disagree with besides the American flag, they would have a problem. They wouldn't have a problem with this resolution. But the fact that they think is being targeting the LGBTQ community is what they have an issue here with. But what they don't realize is that this bans any and every flag that's not the flags that they listed in the American flag as well. So if it's a BLM flag, LGBTQ flag, a straight pride flag, an FBA flag, if they even have one, any of that, none of that is allowed. On city grounds, on government official grounds, on government official property and buildings, which makes sense. This is what the flag is for. This flag right here is for. I don't get these people. But let's look at the reaction from these social justice warriors on social media that have nothing to do except bitch and complain. Let's get into it.
So unanimously voted to ban the flying of LGBTQ plus flags on city properties.
Wrong. They banned every flag that's not official flags. So they didn't just target the LGBTQ flag. See, these people love leaving out context and spinning the news to fit their narrative. This is BS. She's completely being dishonest here.
Despite over 3 hours of public comment, overwhelmingly in opposition. I guess the council was more easily swayed by the vocal anti-LGBT minority. And boy, were they vocal.
Pride Month, don't put it down our throats. We are not gonna sit here and tolerate you guys coming and say, oh, it's Pride Month.
Somehow that resonated more with the city council members than the dozens of LGBTQ members of their community who pleaded with them to vote against this resolution during Pride Months, no less.
Well, let's look at this here. Remember, don't forget, you leftists are y'all love democracy, you know, except when it's going against what you believe in. See, this was democracy being enacted because the people in this community are majority Muslim. This is one of the only cities in America that is majority Muslim. And they sat there and voted on what they believed in and what they wanted, which is democracy being enacted. And voila, that's the results. I don't understand. I don't understand here. See, the problem with these leftists is that they believe that every minority thinks the same way. They think black people, Muslims, gays, immigrants, that we all think the same way, vote the same way, and have the same ideologies. And that's absolutely not true. It's actually the exact opposite. It's the exact opposite. Most immigrants, most Muslims, most Africans are conservatives, which align with the conservative white America that you hate so much. So you leftists, you woke losers are lost. You don't know what you're talking about. You have no idea what you're talking about. You go up to any immigrant, any African, any Asian, any Middle Eastern, and they will tell you this is some bullshit agenda that nobody wants and agrees with. But y'all are the loudest. Y'all scream at the top of your lungs that you're oppressed. And you're on every single outlet screaming and crying and bitching and complaining when nobody's after you. When in reality, most of the country population doesn't even agree with your lifestyle, but we just let it happen. These people are clueless, man.
It'd be a shame if someone just got one of those projectors to just shine a pride flag right on City Hall, but we're definitely not suggesting anyone go do that.
Thank you for your time, and may I address the esteemed and distinguished council people here before me. I am here to support Resolution 82. Hamtramck may be one of the most diverse cities in the country, but we have to draw the line somewhere. Sure, many Hamtramck residents have fled countries where being gay is a death sentence, but nothing says we have to make it comforting and welcoming here. While we can't legally discriminate against LGBTQ people in the United States anymore, the city council of Hamtramck can say, ew, now, be proud somewhere else. Because that is the meaning of neutrality, my fellow citizens. Additionally, at a time when all of us feel the burn of inflation, we can't expect to throw costs towards rainbow flags. We'd have to spend $146,996 on tasers for the Hamtramck Police Department. And just in case any of these radical gays get out of line. During Pride Month, no less. Bravo. And so allow me to humbly present a redesign of the Hamtramck City placard to underscore this brave council's position on neutrality. This new sign will ensure that visitors and residents know that this is a city that stands for diversity so long as it doesn't offend the religious beliefs and backgrounds of others. The slogan shall now read, Hamtramck welcomes you if you're straight. And this is a historic moment, a moment where the basic rights of LGBTQ folks are under attack. And history will look back at these 7 brave members of City Council and remember they remained neutral. The headlines will read, heroic Hamtramck City Council votes to stay neutral during Pride Month, bans pride flags on all city property, and instead invests in police tasers. Now, this might be a little on the nose for you, and if you don't like this poster, I do have another one. This is obviously we'll have to paint over the rainbow on the mural because that is a little too gay. But we will have the world in 2 straight miles, so it's a little bit it's covert, so it's not right on the nose. Anyway, thank you so much. I yield the rest of my time.
Wow. Yeah, there you have it. These people are crazy. They make absolutely no sense whatsoever. This was the most this was the most neutral resolution that they could have passed. Hey, no special treatments for any group of people. The only flag allowed is official government flags on official government property. We're not talking about your personal homes here. We're not talking about inside of your office or your locker or whatever. We're talking about government official buildings. What if they're not I mean, I could go on and on about the idiocy of these people, man, but I thought this was just interesting to bring to you guys and share the hypocrisy and the delusion of the left. As always, thanks for being here, guys. Make sure you hit the like button down below, and if this is your first time on the channel, consider hitting the subscribe button with the notification bell for more content. See you on the next video. Peace.